I don't want to hear it. You're going to love it.
Anyway, it was. I mean, other than that, it was good.
I'm Rich.
And I'm Josh.
Make sure your Walkman is at full battery because we're diving into our dad tapes.
What's up, brothers? Thanks for listening to tape number 49 of the Dad Tapes. Let's get rolling.
Tuesday. Oh, man. What are we drinking tonight, bro?
Tonight we're drinking another Icarus brew. Das Best. Or is it Das Bestie? It's a
We're so lame, bro. We are so lame.
It's a German-style Kolsch ale, and it's 5% ABV. Let's get the cracking.
From Icarus in Lakewood, New Jersey.
I said Icarus.
But you didn't say Lakewood, New Jersey.
Oh
if you're going to shout them out, you got to shout them out the right way. Like, there's not other Josh Pattersons in this world. So I could be like, tonight, Josh Patterson. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess I know what you're saying.
Let's get to cracking, bro. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely not. What are we on? Tape 49. It's definitely not in the top 25.
No, definitely not.
But it's definitely not in the bottom. I would say it's in the 30s. In the 30 range.
Yeah,
the 25 to
that.
32 range.
You know, it's like it's getting to the point where it's kind of hard to pick now.
Yeah, it's tough to really put where in the spectrum of beers this fits. Because we have had 50 beers almost, so.
Yeah. And it's like you're looking in the coolers when you go and you're like, well, we've had that one. We've had that one. We've also had that one. And then you're just looking, you're like,
damn.
Man, I don't know what to get.
That's a good problem to have, bro.
And it's a shame though, because like, I mean, I'm not saying this is bad. I mean, I'll drink it. I think it's good.
It's wearing on me the more I sip on it.
Yeah. And I just kind of, I didn't expect it to be like this coming from Icarus. So how's your week been?
It's 2 weeks, bro.
Yeah.
It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's been a busy 2 weeks, I'd say. Dude, I was so frustrated because last week I was wanting to get out to do some yard work, right? But I couldn't because my 2 days off, Wednesday and Thursday, it rained like inches of rain, bro. Inches. Like what am I gonna do with that? I gotta cut the grass, dude. The grass in the backyard, it was almost up to Benji's belly.
Oof.
Yeah,
that's actually kind of high.
Yeah, it was. It was due, but I couldn't cut it for work related. So I got this another position now where I can do like the presentations, and it's just another stream of revenue for me.
Yeah.
So I know you've never been on a timeshare presentation, but for anybody who has ever been to one, you go and you sit down in either like a room or a movie theater or something like that, and there's then this, in my case, some tall, lanky, Gumby looking guy with glasses who's like white as hell, going over and doing like a video presentation with you and just talking about vacations and stuff like that.
Look at this white boy.
Yeah. But no, I mean, it's honestly like you get a percentage off of every deal that goes down in your podiums. It's just another opportunity to make money.
Yeah.
And that's just what I'm trying to strive for in that place.
Yeah, you're broadening your spectrum.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm shooting for getting like a senior representative status, which means I can go and then help other people close deals. But I'll tell you what, man, March was a really rough month for me at work.
Yeah.
Not like attitude wise or, demeanor wise or anything like that. But just the people that sat in front of me, it was either they were just dead ass broke and they legitimately couldn't afford it, or they were just fucking assholes, dude. They were like, I legitimately had, or they shouldn't have even been up there in the first place. I had a guy with dementia.
Oh, God.
Skill issue.
Come on now.
I'm over here.
Yeah. It was crazy. And the worst part is, it's not even the first time in the month of March that happened.
Oh, God.
Somebody else had another guy with dementia. Like, what is this? You really dropped the ball on that one. Come on. Dementia?
It reminds me.
The guy told me he caught a 650-pound halibut that took 8 hours to reel in Alaska. You telling me where there's a 600-pound halibut and it takes 8 hours to reel in a fish?
Well, I will say this. I have heard that people fight tuna for as much as 5 hours for one fish. They're big. They're fucking big.
Biggest halibut.
Look, he's GTSing this shit. Like,
a few moments later.
515 pounds. So if this guy out here who had dementia told me he's caught a 600-pound halibut, then that man needs to go down into the Guinness Book of World Records.
yeah.
Okay.
That's the biggest one.
God. Anyway,
I could just see it now. The fucking people you deal with.
so crazy.
Oh,
It
God.
is nuts, bro.
Ugh.
But other than that, man, other than work, just, staying busy, trying to keep the kids preoccupied. Dex in his speech, it's going well. He's gotten a lot better with his glides. And those are words like the L's and the W's and the R's. They call it a glide because it's the motion that your tongue makes when you kind of glide.
Yeah, it's like rolling the R's.
Yeah. So it's like R
or L. Yeah, you're basically
there's
you're
a lot of
rolling your
tongue movement.
in that
Exactly.
sense. Yeah.
So they call it a glide.
I didn't know
And
that.
in certain word structures, like even like a W, like GW, like Gwen, like the name Gwen, that's a glide for whatever reason. There's just it's crazy how it's.
I didn't know that.
The science behind it. Yeah.
Wow.
But and then Bridget's just Bridget, bro. She's just wilding out, being
Cake pops.
I had to get a cake pop today for her.
Were they home from school from the eclipse or?
So no, the school didn't send the kids home or anything like that. Yeah, it was. He didn't get to see it, but here at least there's so many freaking clouds, bro.
Yeah, I mean, in your defense, yeah. I mean, I can't really say too much because I mean I work right around the corner from you and I saw it, So I don't know what your deal was. I mean, maybe you just didn't want to look at it. I mean, I don't know. I was like a little kid in a fucking candy store. I love that kind of shit. I'm a big science nerd. What, man?
You're a little bitch, bro. You're telling me you got to sit there and watch the whole thing and you could see it all.
I didn't get to watch the whole
Exactly.
thing.
Exactly. Don't sit. No. Of course, the first phase you got to, but once it was almost fully covered, that's when the cloud coverage came in.
I watched it in increments, and I was able to get like a very the last glimpse before it started to move back away from the sun. And that's when the cloud coverage came in. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can't see it now, so I give up, But
I got to see the whole thing. Yeah, what happened to that? Now you're backtracking.
I'm not saying I got to see the whole.
Now you're backtracking.
Thing. Yeah, those words never came out.
Now you're
of my
backtracking.
Mouth, bro.
Yeah,
I didn't say
I
saw the whole thing.
We'll listen to it on the playback, bro.
Okay, yeah, we will.
We'll listen to it. And
will.
even if it isn't there, guess what? I'm the one to edit it, and I can put it in there.
Fuck you. Sorry for cussing.
Tuesday. Anyway, bro, how's your 2 weeks been? How was Addie?
Fucking
How was
roller
Addie
coaster,
time?
bro. Shit. She man, them kids really can test your fucking patience, dude. She just like all right, so I had her for 3 weeks in a row, right?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I love spending time with my daughter, but I'm so glad it is a kid-free weekend this weekend because Daddy needs some daddy time by himself because that was a bit much for 3 weeks. She wasn't bad. It's just very, man, she's fucking sassy and mouthy, bro. It's, I'm not looking forward to her getting older, dude, at all. At all.
Oh, man, you're going to love it. I don't want to hear it. You're going to love it.
Anyway, it was, I mean, other than that, it was good.
It was work. You got any good news? Or?
I do. It was kind of a roller coaster 2 weeks because, I mean, I've been very busy at work. It's that time of the year. It's, springtime now, and landscapers are nonstop, so I'm nonstop. I don't get a chance to stop at all. But I did get a nice phone call last Friday.
Yeah?
I'm going to be going back to my old job with JF Kiley.
There you go. Okay.
Okay.
Back
hooking
to
up.
filling those holes again.
I don't know what I'm going to be doing yet. I don't know if I'm going to be doing asphalt or not, to be honest.
Okay.
There really hasn't been much talk of what I'm going to be doing at all. It's such a process now because it's a different union, so trying to get me in with new paperwork, drug tests, meeting with the union president, filling out more paperwork, then I have to buy my book. It's just like it's going to be a lot, but it's going to be worth it. So I'm going to be making a lot more money again finally.
And you won't have to
worry about stressing the fuck out.
Yeah, at least I guess hindsight now, you didn't go and get your child support adjusted.
Yeah, because it was just going to get brought the fuck back up anyway.
Adjusted again.
Yeah.
I mean, it fucking sucks because you've been struggling.
Yeah. But hey, I mean, I guess it is what it is. But yeah. So I'm hoping it's gonna be good. I'm hoping I'm not making a bad decision. But
the paycheck you're going to be making is,
greater.
The pay's double.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's kind of a no-brainer.
It's gonna be worth it.
Absolutely.
I am aware that this beer is actually really starting to get pretty fucking tasty the more I drink it.
I concur. I think
it's actually really good.
Yeah. The more I'm drinking it, I gave that initial 25 to 32 ranking. I'm feeling it's creeping into the upper 20s now.
I agree.
It's tasty. It's worn on me. I guess that's just what German people do, right? But I'm also aware it's time for us to this segment of the show, The Dally Dad. This week, we're going to be Aware Dads by reading The Dally Dad by Ron Holiday. And tonight, we're going to be reading January 29th. Make your household first. A critic once advocated that Sparta become a democracy. Lycurgus, I don't know how to pronounce his name, a great lawmaker, responded with the quip, "Make your own household a democracy first." It's easy to have opinions about what other people do. It's less fun to hold yourself to your own standards. You don't like the ever-expanding national debt? Okay, but are your finances in great shape? You hate these ball players who sign contracts and then demand trades, abandoning the teams who made and paid them? But don't you have your eye on a new career opportunity? Josh. You don't like celebrities making a mockery of marriage, and how's your own these days? You think these politicians should grow a pair, but what truths are you speaking and at what risk? The point is, the place to apply your opinions about the way the world should work is first and foremost in the small world where you actually have some control. That is to say, at home. If you want to see a difference in the world, then model that change and make a difference at home. You've got plenty to work with, plenty to fix, plenty to improve. Start there. Show your kids that change is possible. Show them why your opinions matter and how they can make theirs matter. Let them witness the real impact that comes from practicing what one preaches. Help them benefit from a focus on the practical instead of the theoretical, the actual instead of the hypothetical. Start now.
We've all been told to walk it off when we have gotten an injury and told to suck it up, you'll be okay. What were we actually doing when we were told to do that as kids? Tonight we're going to discuss what we reinforce our children in doing when we tell them to walk it off, the effects negating how a child feels in the moment, and how we can alter our strong approach to allowing a softer discussion.
It's time for our data dump. Reinforcing a child's emotions and pains are crucial to their development, but it also doesn't stop at just the early stages of life. An article published by raisingchildren.net states that the emotional development of a child goes through the preteens and teenage years, more specifically in the dealing of intensity of strength of the emotions and being able to manage them. Trying to deter our children from feeling or try to smother the emotion with the objective to move on will only reinforce to our children that what they feel needs to be ignored. When told to bottle your pain down, specifically physical pain, it can have impacting long-term effects on the body. Not only will the behavior become a habit in any future instance, but it's not encouraging nor allowing a child to feel the full spectrum of emotion and or pain, delaying the healing process emotionally. To provide example, we conducted our own little brief, meta-analysis of 4 publications that provides serious potential consequences to sucking it up. Firstly, any immediate issue may delay medical attention and treatment, but it may also worsen the condition. Hypersensitivity with a potential loss of strength, flexibility, and function. And then, to take it a step further, going beyond the physical consequences are the emotional and the hormonal consequences that can occur, such as depression, anxiety, other neuropsychiatric problems, and a negatively affected endocrine system. And for those not aware, the endocrine system is what regulates your hormones. Good, bad, all the hormones. So it definitely has some effects. And that was our data dump. I know we've both had our fair share of injuries, right?
Yeah. That's a fucking understatement.
I've shared I've had a multitude of concussions. Some I'm probably not even aware of to this day.
Broken digits.
Fingers, fingers, not ankles, wrists, just broken bones. You and your entire almost back going for it, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've had our fair share. When you put us together, we're just a mass of broken shit.
Like they say. Go big or go home.
Yeah, clearly, when you went home. So, on a stretcher. So, that was an asshole thing to say. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I mean, that's what fucking happens. So,
So, I think it's fair for us to say, we've been in a position to where, we've been privy to pain and, some pretty jarring physical instances in our lives, especially when it came to sports for me growing up. I just remember always being told, suck it up, walk it off, you're going to be okay. And, it is what it is, right? Because that's just what everybody was told for forever. And even to this day, people, it's still being said.
Yeah.
So what instances can you remember where it was like, Josh, your finger, the way that it's bent right now, suck it up. You'll be fine. We'll crack it back in later.
I've had too many head injuries myself to even fucking remember.
I can't remember much. Tuesday. special teams,
special plays, special
players.
I think honestly the hardest one was I think the first one that got me really bad was, so I was at home messing around on my scooter. What the fuck? What was the brand?
Razor?
The Razor.
The Razor
like
scooter?
the original Razor scooters.
Yeah.
Not the electric ones, but I'm fucking around on the scooter in the driveway, you know.
That was legitness. Yeah, it was. Huh?
So cool, man.
Dude, I fell off. I smacked the fuck out of my head on the asphalt. And I mean hard, too. Like, hard. Like, I'm surprised I didn't actually get a concussion from it.
You may have.
I probably did. But, I just remember, like, all my buddies being there, and they're, like, looking at me like, you good, dude? And I'm like, no, like, honestly, no. Like, I was fucked up. You ever fall so hard and hit your head that you can't catch your breath?
Yeah, you get the wind knocked out of you almost, yeah.
Well, it was weird, though, because, like, I've had the wind knocked out of me, and I'll get to that next. But, when I don't know, I just don't know how to explain it, but, like, you know how you get to the point where you hyperventilate, or you feel like you're hyperventilating, but you're really not, because you're having a hard time breathing.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, you know, you need to, like, calm the fuck down. And it's like, bro, like, I'm actually fucked up here. Like, why? You don't care?
Yeah.
But the only other one I can really remember that everybody kind of just, like, pointed and laughed.
Fuck. Yeah.
So it was my mom, my sister.
They fucking pointed and laughed at you.
My mom's boyfriend at the time.
This wasn't Lou, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh God.
We're all out in the yard, and I'm playing with Peaches, my old dog, and they had thrown a ball, and I was trying to race her to get it, and before she could, and then all of a sudden, like, it's just I turn to look at her, and she's just full bore fucking running. And she just straight fucking clotheslined my ass, bro. And I went down, like, chest first, right on my lungs, and it pushed all the air out of my lungs. And I'm like, and they're all just fucking laughing. And I'm like, yo, I get up when I finally catch my breath. I'm like, did y'all even fucking care? Like...
Oh my God, dude. Oh man, I wish they would have caught that on camera. Oh man. Talk about oh gosh, man. That America's Funniest Home Videos right there.
Yeah, dude, I'd probably be a fucking millionaire, honestly.
You know, there's been a couple times that, you know, I've sure I had concussions, but there's this one time I remember, like, I was riding my moped. Yeah.
Oh God.
Here we go. Cool story, right, bro? Yeah, cool story, bro. So I was riding my moped with my moped crew, with my moped crew, right? We had a gang. I'm not even being sarcastic. We legitimately had a moped gang. All right, so yeah, I was super cool. So gang. We would honestly put our mopeds on the kickstands at red lights and you know what I'm saying? Like gang. It was cool as hell, bro. Anyway, such losers. I'm riding and it was like 9:30 at night, right? I was exhausted, but I didn't realize how exhausted I was, and it's not like I was starting to fade out, but it was just really dark. And I think I just got distracted by something, and I launched into something, right? And I flew in the air. So my friend that was following me said I flew like 15 feet because I was booking it. So we when I say we were in a gang, on a moped gang, like we weren't just, those things weren't stock, man. They weren't some little stock hush puppies, bro. Those things were bored out, you know, up CC'd engines, you know, exhaust pipes, the works, right? Larger intakes for our carburetors. It was like amazing. We pimped them out, right? It was like we were all exhibit pimping out my ride. So here we are, right? And he says I hit something and I fly like 15 feet in the air, like not high but long.
Yeah, long.
And I come down, I crash down. I don't even remember. I just remember my handlebars going up, and I don't remember anything after that except for waking up on the ground. And honestly, if I didn't have a helmet on, I probably could have fucking smashed my head in.
Oh, yeah.
I woke up. I know I was concussed. And my friend Phil, he was like, dude, like, he's like, wake up. Come on, just like shake it off, bro. Like, and I listened to him, but I was just in delirium. No, for real. And he's like, because he wasn't familiar with where the area was. And I remember waking up, there was like a car behind us. And some guy, my friend said I was passed out on the ground for like 10 minutes.
Shit.
It was like 5 to 10 minutes I was passed out on the ground for. And some car pulled over because they saw my moped on the ground and they saw him standing by. And
they saw this tall, lengthy ass homie just flying through the air. Like, whee!
Gumby.
Fucking flying Gumby.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But, yeah, I mean, and even in that moment, like, just, I knew I was like not okay. Like, there was blood, like, to this day, I have the largest scar on my kneecap, on my left kneecap from it. And, I knew I was not okay after I started to get with it because I had to also drive him to our other friend's house to get there, and I was the only person who knew where we were.
Yeah.
And I was like, Phil, I don't know where we're going. I don't know. That's the bay there, right? I don't know where I'm going. I'm lost. And if I will say, if it wasn't for the fact that he kind of like pushed me to get up and get going because the guys were going to call an ambulance. And I was just like, no, I'm cool. And my friend was like, no, he's good. Like, we're good. He's just shaking it off. He's walking it off. We're good to go. In an instant like that, I think sometimes it's beneficial because it's in a complete moment of chaos, you know? And I understand, maybe I should have sought out medical help. But fortunately, nothing serious came of it. I mean, okay, a concussion is pretty serious.
Yeah.
But nothing in addition to that. Again, I had scars all over my body, but, you know, scars are scars. I have 1,000 other scars to begin with. So, I mean, I also believe that in context, pushing at least until a certain point, in a moment like that, it would be like a car accident.
Yeah.
It would be like a hostile situation to where you need to just push through and then kind of be like, okay, how are you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of getting to my boy's house and having his drunk parents who had a party on like a 4th of July party, pour a fucking rubbing alcohol on you could basically see the bone on my kneecap, just me screaming bloody murder. Instead of doing that, you know what I'm saying? That's where you gotta draw the line. but it comes down to just context. And in your life, have you ever been put into a position to where you found that push at least helped you? At least in the beginning of that part of that process.
Well, I can honestly say, like, I may have had it where it's been both situations. Mm-hmm. Where I have had times where pushing through the pain, you know, for instance, like, all right, so I'm going to put it to you in this context. When I was on the crew team in high school, there's this thing called catching a crab.
Yeah.
And
never heard of it.
In a sense, what it is when you're rowing, when you go and you dip the oar, so because you're pushing the oar forward.
Yep.
And when you're pulling the oar out of the water, you have to push the oar down and forward to keep it away from the water.
Okay.
But if you don't, what happens is when the oar flips, the water catches the flat broadside of the oar and it smacks the fuck out of you. Like it'll throw you from the boat. Even in a strapped seat, like your feet are strapped in to the slides, it'll throw you the fuck out of the boat.
Well, because the boats are booking, and it's an oar,
But there are times where you'll catch a slight crab and it will hit you, and it'll fuck you up. But I have had, because I was stroke seat, so I was seat 8, which you sit right in front of the person that yells at you, called the coxswain, and
The cock's in your mouth.
But when that happens, the whole reason that they're sitting there is because they're yelling at you, row, like, and the kid looked at me. He's like, "You all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think so." And he's like, "You just gotta push through it. We're almost done. You'll be good. When we're done, we'll get you checked out, make sure everything's okay." Yeah. But he was like, at that time, he was like, "You gotta push through." And I think sometimes, like in that sort of sense, you have 7 other people behind you, you know?
Yeah.
You're not the only one in that boat.
Yeah.
There's 7 other people in the boat that are putting in so much work to win. And if it's a slight injury, yeah, see if you can push through it. Like, actually put your all in and push through it.
Yeah.
Because this is something that can be accomplished in the end. Now, when it comes to our kids, man, like, when it comes down to the point where, like, say, for instance, you know, Declan's out on his bike. He falls off his bike, scrapes his knee, you know? Like, he's freaking the fuck out, bleeding, all this stuff, in pain. What would you do in a situation like that? Like, would you be like, hey, you know, like, it's okay, you know, like, hop up, try again, you know? Or would you be like, all right, well, you know, we'll take a break and we'll come back? And
I've actually absolutely been in that situation a multitude of times, specifically when it comes to bikes and things like that. Yeah, it's tough. You have to kind of go off of context. So you have to, like, what I would just do is just like assess him and not his physical being, but more or less his reaction.
Yeah.
And if he starts to get up, okay, you know, my first question is like, hey, bud, are you all right? You okay? And just kind of checking in with him first. And if I don't get a response or anything like that, because what I try to do, and especially with Bridget as well, is give them that space. Yeah. Because I'm not going to push them, but I want to encourage them. I want to encourage them for them to try. And just like how your friends were with you when you broke your back, a little bit of encouragement, of course, but they gave you that space to try.
Yeah.
And it's not like they ran right over to you and coddled you immediately. It wasn't until you're like, no, something's up. So, yeah, I mean, for both of them, when it comes to how they react, of course, if there's not even like, if there's a little bit of like scraped skin, it's like, oh, I ask like, hey, are you okay? I was like, look, you look okay. It seems like it's okay. There's no blood or anything like that. Do you feel okay?
Yeah.
You know, because I think ultimately I also still want to check in with him to see how he's doing. And I don't tell him, you know, like, oh, you're okay. You look great. Nothing like that. Because I don't want to discourage how he feels. Like he might look okay. Because again, look for instance of what you went through with your back.
Yeah.
You know, nobody could see that. They could
It's
just
all
see
intuition.
you. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why, for me, I've always been like, I check in with them first. And then I'm like, okay, like then I physically assess them. And of course, if there's blood or something like that, firstly, truth be told, my daughter's a trooper when it comes to blood. She don't give a shit. She'll cry a little bit. And I'm like, let's go get a Band-Aid. No. Okay. Let me just like wipe it off a little bit. No. So you want to wear like a badge of honor? Okay, you go for it, girl. Do your thing. Right? She's nuts, dude. I'm scared of her. And then with Dex, it's a little bit different. Because if he does see some blood, he'll get a little bit more reactive.
Yeah.
So then say it as they get older. We'll say both Addie and Dex, here they are. Because obviously, you know, she's 6 now and he'll be 6 soon. We'll just say they're 12.
Okay.
You know, twice the ATR now. And something happens, you know, she's in sports or something like that. Are you going to try to be a little bit more strong in your encouragement to get her up to get back at it, or are you going to kind of still approach it the same way?
I'll still try to assess the situation. Like obviously, like if say for instance, if she's out there playing soccer and she fucking falls and breaks her fucking leg, if I can like obviously physically see that there's something wrong,
or you hear it,
I'm not gonna be like, oh get the fuck up and go. Like if there's seriously something
why
wrong,
are you laying on the ground?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop and be like, oh shit, she's like really hurt, you know, and go over there and hope, you know, make sure she's all right. But like if she, you know, I don't want to say like maybe just slips on wet grass or something, like, all right, come on, like hop back up, like you're not, like I had said with, the team thing.
Yeah.
Like you're part of the team, like, you don't have to pick up everyone's slack, but like try
not to be the slack. And if if you
yeah.
are, that's okay.
Yeah.
Just catch back up.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of like you said, it's a situational thing. It's all comes down to context. Like, I mean, if she breaks her leg, well, yeah, no, she's done,
Yeah. And you're right. Yeah, absolutely, she's done. I'm done. Stops right there. And I think we as dads, we as men, we want to be macho, right? We want to be strong. And I think that we have to allow ourselves to, like, when we get hurt, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to lie. When I get hurt, I'm trying my best to just fucking walk it off, right? Because that's just how I was raised. And ultimately, I don't want Dex to do that, because I know for a fact, like, I want him to be more in tune and listening to his body, because that's the one thing I didn't do growing up. And I still feel some of the pain, like in my ligaments, like my throwing arm for baseball and like my knees and stuff from soccer. I feel it.
Yep.
And I wish I just would have done more to listen to my body and not say stop playing or stop doing the activities,
remedy,
but listen. Exactly.
Yeah.
Care for my body more than just not, and then just neglect it. And I think we as men, we try to be too strong. We try to be powerful.
Well, that's the other thing with that too, is because it's tough, because your kids are watching it constantly.
Yeah.
And you want to show them that, you're tough for them. You want them to realize that you're strong, but at the same time, you're fucking hurting deep down, it's kind of hard to
a fine line.
That. Yeah.
It's a fine line. Yeah, and I think it's important for us to show that we're hurt. I'm not saying sob. I'm not saying cry. But I think to show that, you know what, I'm dad, but I still have nicks in my shield.
Yeah.
I'm dad. I still hurt too. I want to be that superhero that they paint us all out to be. But even fucking Superman has a kryptonite.
Yeah.
Right?
Just remember, every superhero has a weakness.
Exactly. So, I mean, I think, I don't know. I think we just need to kind of lead by example.
Yeah.
And communicate how we feel when we're in instances where we're, in pain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know you. I know you communicate that, because I know you. You're just like me. You're like, son of a.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying,
dude? I invent curse words, bro.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want Addie finding herself laying on her belly in some situations and trying to do more harm to herself because all of her friends are telling her to get the fuck up. Or in the back of her mind, she hears, "Get up, Addie! Come on, girl!" God. What the fuck was that? God damn. Special teams, special plays, special players. Oh, God, bro. What situations you got for us tonight?
Oh, man. Insult to Injury by Kelly82. Today, the home wrecker who stole my boyfriend had the audacity to text me that I have to pay her medical bills from the pounding I gave her when I caught her and my boyfriend red-handed. She doesn't care that I will now be a single mom of 2 kids and my only source of income is gone.
Damn. Ooh. I don't want to say she deserved it. You deserved it.
Next one, empty threat. Today, during an argument, my girlfriend said she wasn't having sex with me anytime soon. She never wants sex in the first place. So her threat fell pretty flat. When I pointed this out, she went absolutely apeshit and started throwing plates at me.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Next one by Anonymous. Today at work, I was looking for my lost wallet. After hours of looking, I gave up and went home. The wallet then shows up in my mailbox with an envelope marked, "To the asshole." I opened the letter, and it was filled with poop. My wallet, too.
God. Well, what did you do, bro?
Yeah, well,
there's
what the
got to
fuck?
be more context to the situation.
Man, dude. It's making me want to fucking know what happened.
Where can they find our social media at, Josh?
Be sure to follow us on all of our social media accounts. Facebook is /TheDadTapes, Instagram at the Dad Tapes Podcast, Twitter at the Dad Tapes, TikTok at Dad Tapes Podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a review of the show. Wherever you listen to podcasts, it truly helps the show.
Before we wrap this thing on up, right? Let's get down to our weekly dad joke. I kind of like this little.
I do too. It's a nice bit.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Are you a big Star Trek fan, just out of curiosity?
No.
You know some of the Star Trek characters?
Yeah.
Okay. So, how many ears does Spock have?
2. I don't know.
3, a left ear, a right ear, and a final front ear.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, God.
Oh, okay.
Man.
That
Hey,
one
guys,
was
you know
corny
what?
as shit.
Yeah, just don't forget to rewind the tape before you box it back up. All right, guys?
Yeah, you're gonna rewind. You're gonna want to rewind that one so you don't have to hear that joke again.
Well, if they rewind it, they'll still hear it.
Yeah,
Just don't rewind it, I guess, Josh.
yeah, I don't know.
All right, I'm outie.
Hear it 3 times with those 3 different ears.
The final front ear. Yeah, I'm outie like a belly button guy.
That's just fucking weird. That's just weird.
Why
out
don't you
after
just
that.
make like
I'm-
a tree and leaf, bro? Get out of here. God damn.
Peace, guys.
Deuces.